In this video, we're going to go over the email guidelines. So let's go right ahead and jump into this. So this is what you're going to typically want to have when you're doing cold email. You want to have an email address that is at your domain. You want to make sure that you're not sending from a Gmail, from a Yahoo, because it doesn't look professional. It really kills your credibility. You want to have something as simple as this here. You want to have your name here, your title, the company, your office number, and then your location, then your email, and then your Skype if you want to have it there. And if you're actually featured in some sort of news publication. We were featured in Huffington Post, so we're using that as that credibility, that social proof, right? And so if you have that, you can use that, and it definitely adds to the credibility and authority when you're emailing with that on your email there. So, and we've gone through a bunch of different strategies with email and email personalization, but just always keeping in mind that it's never about you. It's never about, hey, my company does this. Hey, we're the best in the world. Hey, we have the best product that's ever lived, that's ever been invented. It does all these different things, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about that, right? All they care about is what is in it for them. Here's a really good example here, just a plain simple example. So the wrong way to go about it. Hi, my name is Juan. I own a marketing agency and we do PPC, SEO, all this stuff. And what that means for you is blah, 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 blah. All this stuff, right? You do not want that. You want to be able to have right out of the gate something that is talking to them, right? Here's a right way. We have a unique method that can double your sales. That is talking to them. You have not mentioned anything about your company, all this stuff. So you're implying with that statement that you have a methodology to generate more leads and sales, right? That's the key thing here. Most of your communication should be as a presupposition or where you are implying, right? Where it's already kind of known. So when you're saying that you have a unique method that can double your sales, you are already implying, you're presupposing that you can generate more leads and sales, that you have a unique method, right? And that you have a marketing agency or you're a marketing consultant. You don't need to tell them that stuff because it has nothing to do with them. They don't care that you're a marketing agency, that you are a marketing consultant. They care what is in it for them, right? And another thing here I recommend is being artfully vague. You do not want to give your prospect any specifics to the point where it's going to turn them off, right? A lot of times, and we're going to go over different responses for emails on different objections that they may have. But just a good example here of being artfully vague, right? We have an automated lead generation system that sends qualified leads directly to your inbox. When somebody comes back and says, hey, what do you guys do? How does it work? Right? Nice and simple like that. You can explain the details of how it works on your discovery call or your presentation call, right? Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do here is position yourself as a consultant, right? And where you are figuring out, finding out information just like a doctor, right? And you're then being able to take that information and prescribe them the right medication, the right type of service, right? But you never want to give them the details or else there's no reason for them to learn more about it, or they can just make a decision without fully understanding. You know, one of the things that I've told people is, you know, and when they ask me for a price, okay, when they ask me for a price kind of right out of the gate, and it may be kind of an iffy deal where they may seem like a kind of pain in the neck kind of client or customer. So I'll respond with something like this. So, hey, John, I really appreciate you asking for the price. Here's the thing, you know, I'd be doing you a disservice if I gave you the price without you fully understanding the value of our service, the value that we actually provide. And so what you're saying there is 100% true. If you give somebody a price of $5,000, right, and you tell them that it's for marketing or for lead generation, they're going to tie that price to marketing lead generation, and they're not even going to fully know the full extent and the value of that service, right? So that's why the pricing needs to be discussed when they fully have seen the value that your actual service provides, and where they can attach that price point to all of the value that you have in your product or service, right? Because when you talk about marketing or, doing consulting, you want to have things laid out line by line. Hey, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that, all these different things. So you make it sound and look like it's this huge deal, which oftentimes it is, right? But they can really see the value in that because it's all these things you're doing. You're not just doing marketing, you're not just doing lead gen, right? There's all these different steps: automation, Zapier integration, automation to your email, right? All these different things, right? That are kind of just implied, but in order for you to really attach that value to that price, you want to be able to list things out specifically. And that's what happens in your discovery call, and most often than not in your presentation call there. Now, I recommend not having any type of calendar links in there. I've tested this numerous times. When you send a calendar link, the very first email, people will get turned off because you're just kind of pushing, right? It's like asking somebody to, go to bed with you, like the moment that they meet you, right? Like the very first 5-10 minutes. You have to get to know people. So what I typically do is I will reach out, and when they come back and they say, hey, I'm interested in having a call, I want to learn more. Okay, great. I will then send over a couple of dates or times that work for me, or I'll say, hey, let me know what times work best for you within these time frames. Or if it works better for you and you'd like to schedule a call that works best for you, here's my calendar link so you can schedule a call that may be the best for you as far as your availability, right? So making sure that you do not send calendar links to people right out of the gate, and looking at who you're talking to, right? I mean, if you're talking to the CEO of a company that, does 10, 15, 20 million, right? 50 million, you don't want to send them a calendar invite because those kind of folks don't play with calendar invites. You want to be able to go back and forth and figure out, hey, when is a good time? So you got to be cognizant of who you're actually speaking with, right? So another thing here, no attachments. Do not send any attachments or images. It can reduce your delivery rate, and your prospect doesn't care about your company, any kind of white papers, brochures, right? Nobody cares about that. Again, we are all selfish as human beings, and all we care about is what is in it for us, okay? So that's going to be it here for this video, and we'll see you on the next one.